I greet you in the wonderful name of Jesus Christ. Well, tonight I want to start on the criminal procedure and evidence of how persons of Christ are declared mentally ill as the law, which is a criminal offense, a criminal act against their religious rights, human rights, and ultimately they whom are versed in psychology as the medical board and those whom are in authority have been versed and indoctrinated by Satan and educated by the Antichrist as a strategic plan to commit crimes of Satanism with the devil, to rob, kill, and destroy persons of Christ. The outcome of declaring a person under attacks of Satanism, witchcraft, occult, Reiki, Buddhism, Karma, and Islam systematically with their well-versed educational, strategic, mental act and law, declaring persons of Christ mentally insane. So let's start with an analysis of every claim of the mental act and psychology that declares mental illness as a criminal offense against any person of Christ's religious rights. Do you hear voices? Well, persons under attack of Satanism and witchcraft will definitely hear their voices. They torment and strategically try to insane their victims with divination, telepathy, accuracy, and ultimately with hypnosis. So all of these categories under attacks of Satanism, witchcraft, Islam, occult, devil worship, Reiki, Buddhism, Karma, then all these persons are then hearing voices in accordance with the Mental Illness Act of Psychology and the Mental Illness Board of Good Health. Then if you hear voices, this is a sure sign of schizophrenia. Do you hear the voice of Jesus Christ? Do you have a spirit of religion? Do you meditate? would be the second question as you reach the mental illness hospital for an assessment. Second question, do you have outer body experiences? This is a sure sign of schizophrenia. Unfortunately, this is not a reality to a person of Christ whom are under attacks of witchcraft, astral projection, Satanism, astral projection, or any color of witchcraft, trying to astral project them. And this is not mental illness. This is very real attacks of the devil. And so, this can declare you schizophrenic. Unfortunately, it's against the law because this government apparently gives all persons their rights, religious rights. So then that's an infringement of my religion to declare me insane when a Satanist or a witch or a wizard or a devil worshipper or a Sangoma is trying to astral project me out of my body to declare me insane. Right. Do you believe people are following you? This is a sure sign of psychosis. Unfortunately, when witches and Satanists select you for your identity documents or your company or your money or your skull or your bones, they are bone collectors, or to rob you, to kill you, or to murder you, then yes, they monitor, follow, monitor, follow, and tail their victims. So for the victim to answer then is, do you believe someone's following you? Then they hordes and troops and legions that pack together like swarms of birds. Witches and Satanists attack in packs and swarms. So yes, unfortunately, that person is being watched and followed. That is also against my religious rights to declare me insane because I'm born of the Spirit of God and can see witches, demons, and Satanists. Now, do you see demons, witches, or Satanists? Then you have psychosis. This is against my religious rights to declare me psychotic because I'm born of the Spirit of God and have amazing grace and can see a witch or a Satanist or a demon sitting on my body or tailing me, monitoring me, or following me. Now, what is the outcome of all these declarations of insanity against your religious rights as a Christian, as a Jewish, as a remnant, as a person born of the Spirit of God? If you are selected for your company, for identity theft, for rape of your wife or your daughter, to human trafficking, prostitution, or even for your farm. If you are mass murdered, if the township turns on you tomorrow night and you're under attacks of witchcraft, and your body is under physical attacks, the first thing they attack is your movements. Should you be found under attack, you'll be nothing but injected with lithium and hopefully not into unconsciousness and declared insane. Something's gone wrong with your brain. What is the outcome of declaring a person mentally ill? That's been robbed, raped, identity thefted, internet frauded, estate thefted, etc., etc. The result is, as a backup law for all these declarations, is that the diagnosis says that the person believes mad things and the person cannot be believed. So once the stigma of mental illness has seeped in well, then there's not a living soul that's going to believe that person of Christ, should they even come forward with the evidence that they've been robbed, raped, identity thefted, etc., etc. It is a criminal offence, then, in accordance with this country's religious rights, to declare me insane for my religion. But at the end of the day, mental illness opens the doors for life for these Satanists and witches to achieve everything they have set forth to do, to rob, to kill, to identity theft, and ultimately to murder the victim. That's because mental illness plunges the victim into poverty, unemployment, and it opens the doors to theft the victim's documents, bank accounts, and identity documents, and everything they need to do crime. Once a person is declared mentally ill, there's not a living soul that's ever going to employ them again. And then ultimately and strategically, a mentally ill person's cases get thrown out at the court because they believe mad things. And then ultimately, a mentally ill person believes mad things. So then, at the end of the day, whether they raped, robbed, identity thefted, murdered, raped for internet porn, shocked to death, robbed of their business premises, or even their property, it's not relevant. Once a declaration has been made on a person, they are not only unemployed for life, they don't ever have a foot to stand on to enact any law. This is why mental illness is a criminal offense against any person of Christ's religion, as the psychological assessments are being done in South Africa against persons of Christ to open the doors wide for them to rob, kill, and destroy with the devil. I greet you in the name of Jesus. I will give a further crime evidence analysis on my next post.